Well, we might as well go live and mess things up right from the beginning. You get that bat out, Andy, because I may need it for somebody. Let me turn off the volume on the YouTube feed. Okay, I already did that. Hallelujah, I did something right today. Alrighty. According to the monitoring system, there's 3 people. There were 4. All of a sudden, now there's only 3. So maybe it was counting me. I don't know. So who the other 2 lurkers are, I have no idea. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do... Hey, Tiff, how are ya? How you doing tonight? I'm glad somebody's here. I was not sure there for a minute anybody would be. And I'll tell you all why in a minute. If I look a little funky, I don't have any makeup on. I spent the whole day dealing with the government red tape. I live in a senior housing project that is subsidized by USDA rural housing. And what I had to do today to keep people from traipsing through my apartment and possibly bringing their COVID germs in was I had to spend the last 2 days taking photographs of all of these items on a big long checklist. And then I had to put them all in, I had to get them all onto my computer, and then I had to put them all in a format with notations of, which room this was and blah, blah, blah. And I got halfway through the thing and my computer ate my Word document, so I had to start over. So I spent 7 hours today formatting and doing this stupid thing for the USDA because they need to see if my carpets are clean. I mean, it's just like a BS thing. But anyway. Well, thank you, Michael Kittle. Somebody already hit the thumbs down, so somebody that's saying they're stopping in to say hi and click the like, I appreciate that very much. And on top of that deal, Storm and CA, thanks, honey. I'll keep an eye out for you. On top of that, no, actually, they don't know what my apartment looks like because everybody that lives here is high risk for COVID, and they think that we're all senile, I guess, because it's a senior complex and I'm like the youngest person here. And but they know they've done enough inspections over the last 2 years. They know that, I vacuum my floors, I do my dishes, I mop my floors. It's just this red tape BS thing that the government makes them do, but it's not very welcome in the middle of a COVID pandemic. So I had to do all that big song and dance just to keep them from coming in my unit. So I got all done with that, and I thought, okay, it's about time for me to go be a moderator over on the Penny Dog channel. So I thought, well, let me look at my email first. I look at my email. There's an email in there that says to all my moderators, blah, blah, blah. I'm streamlining the channel, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really say anything. It's I'm streamlining the channel, and don't take it personally. And I go over there and I'm no longer a mod, and I'm the only one that's no longer a mod. So yeah, I'm taking that a little personally. Excuse me while I pull the Penny Dog screwdriver out of my back. We won't be using this anymore. Am I mad? Yeah, I'm mad. Because I was a moderator on that channel from almost the very, very beginning. So, yeah. A form letter. Sorry, I'm streamlining. No. There should have been something besides that, okay, guys, I'm sorry. I shouldn't even got into it. That's why I don't have any makeup on, okay? Because I knew, yeah, it hurt my feelings. Hurt my feelings more than it made me mad. Because I've had somebody about the last week sniping at me in other channels, and there is a grapevine in the coin collecting community, and it got back to me. Who's doing it? I still don't know why. Well, yeah, I have an idea, actually. Somebody that I have gotten into some bidding wars with in some coin auctions. And y'all know, if you go to them, I don't bid very much because I don't have very much money. So anyway, so then yesterday I was in a channel, and I made an offhand remark that, and it wasn't about any specific channel. I just made an offhand remark that I felt like sometimes the smaller channels who can't afford to do the big giveaways are kind of fighting an uphill battle, because viewers tend to flock to the channels that are offering, slabbed pieces of silver and Spanish reals. They're going to go where the freebies are. And I just made that comment that I felt like the smaller channels were going and, sometimes had an uphill battle. And the end of that was that someone sent me a message and said that my stream was boring and that there wasn't enough entertainment on my channel, and that's why people don't come to watch it. I don't have anything to give away, and actually I do give away stuff. I have since day one. It may not be as fancy, but anybody that was here for my 500, subscribers thing, it cost me $75 just to mail out the prizes. So to send me a message saying I'm boring and I don't give away enough good stuff, and then the next day I get demoted from being a moderator, and I spent 7 hours doing all this BS with the government, I'm not in a very good mood. I'm just not. So that being said, let me say hi to everybody that came in. Kelly, and you take your time, honey. It takes us a few minutes. Storm and CA, I know where you're at. Andy, would you put the comment video up there again? We're going to use the same comment video this week that we used on this week. We're going to use the same comment video tonight that we used on Monday, because I didn't have time to make another one and I didn't think it was necessary. Mo Dog Silver, how are you, sweetie? Woof. Yeah, anyway, so I found out in the last 2 days that I'm boring, I'm not entertaining, and I don't give away good prizes. So you know what? The people that said that, I know this is supposed to be a family show, but I'm sorry, folks. I'm just in that kind of mood. I put a warning label on this show that I am in that kind of mood. I am not a happy camper today. Hi, Simeon, Cyclone 13. All right, I'm pretty much done with my rant. I'm stalling a little bit on purpose because I was hoping to, actually, if I could leave y'all by yourselves and no trouble, no fighting, let me run get my cell phone, because I got to try to get a hold of Susan Berman and remind her that her 10 rolls are up tonight. She's probably still at work, but I'll be right back. Yes, indeed. It's a good thing I went because she had just sent me a message saying, like, oh, gosh. I'm going to have to leave you guys for a second because this is the USDA lady. Y'all just hang tight. I'll be right back. Bye. Okay, happy campers. You got to stop when the government calls you on the phone. You just got to. You just got to. Okay, got done with all them. And while I was gone, let me see who came in here. Joe Price came in. Susan Berman came in. I'm glad. Fleabag came in. All right, so anyway, Susan missed my rant, but she'll have to listen to it all later. Ha ha. That's what happens when people are your friends and they have to listen to your crap. So, without further ado, let me explain what happened here, because this normally would be my from the ground up metal detecting show. But the other night, things went so long that I had to quit. The computer got overheated and just all kinds of crazy things were happening. So I have to finish this up tonight. I think I might have some rolls left at the end, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to say I do. Who we have coming up tonight is Susan Berman with 10 rolls. Then we have Mike Badger, who has the odd number of 6 rolls, and that's because he donated for 2 and he won 4. So he's following Susan. Then after that, there are 5 rolls from a giveaway that was courtesy of Badlands 44, and those belong to Barrett Behurst. Then there was my gift to the person that gave me this box and is like my only full-time shows up every single time moderator, and that is Handy Andy 736 gets 10 rolls out of his own box. This is an envelope from the one roll that got broken open, and that's going to go on the end of stream to somebody along with some other goodies. But Susie doesn't give away any good prizes. Yeah, the people that it's like, why do they want to pick on me? I mean, go find somebody bigger to kick. This is like the bullies that go to the beach and kick the sand on the 98-pound weakling guys. Give me a break. All right. So that being said, and we'll figure out if there's any rolls at the end. If there are, I'll do something with them. I'll probably give them away. Yeah, it's Susie. It's Susie that does not forget how to spell your name. And I just came back from talking to the government. So you just give me a break, Fox Run Forge. Say that one again fast. No wonder they spell your name wrong. You know what I called you last night? It had something to do with forest. All right, I'll be nice. Okay, so I'm going to leave y'all here for a second and turn on Mr. Microscope, and we're going to plunge right on into these 10 rolls that belong to Susan Berman, and we're going to see what she's got in here. Monday, the best thing we found was a 41S that was pretty nice, actually. That was a pretty nice nickel. Okay, where's the microscope? All right, my ugly face is going now. Bye. Now you're going to have to look at coinage. Real coinage from real coinage places. Got to get my gloves on. I don't want to grub anything up. Oh, good, Susan. I'm glad. And I bet you're going to have a good time with that and all those zillions of quarters you found in that box. Yeah, these microscopes are addictive. I was in here last night looking at, what was I looking at? Pennies last night. All right. Yeah, Susan has never been, she's a coin newbie. I kind of got her into it, I think. And so this is her very first rolls that she has ever donated for a hunt. So this is kind of a good thing. We'll see what happens. I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Sometimes you get some really incredible finds. The first time I got a roll or a box of pennies, I found 24 Wheaties in it. That was pretty good. So I thought all of them were going to be that way, but no, the next one had like 5. You know? Okay, here we go. Our very first one up, and I do still have my cheat sheet. Nothing exciting there. I'm going to get the box over here to throw the rejects in. This doesn't look good at all. This looks like a swamp thing here, a 2006 swamp thing. That don't help me. There's a 2004, 2005. Ooh, 1961. We took Miss Susan back into the 60s. Let's see if we got anything exciting on the back of it besides dirt. The 61D Monticello looks a little worn. It doesn't have any steps left, but got her into the 60s. So we'll pop that into her little packet. Me, I keep anything 60s on down, and of course the Lewis and Clark's and all that stuff. Another 70s. We had a fit with these 76s the other night. Oh, what we got here? We got. Flip over here. A 2004D, talking about since I mentioned the Lewis and Clark's and that whole series. And this is the Louisiana Purchase coin from that series. That goes in the packet. I'm going to try to go a little faster than I did the other night. Hi, Kellen. I heard you were here somewhere. Yeah, so anyway, I'm the bad guy this week. I got fired from my modding job. I got into a disagreement on Shibby Robs over something that should never have been a disagreement to begin with. But yeah, it's just not. Oh gosh, look at this swamp thing. Ew. Ew. That's a console coin right there, baby. That's been floating around in somebody's car console with their coffee. Oh shoot, it was so sticky it stuck to my thumb and went flying across the room. What was it we were calling those last night, Stormin? Vegas back alleys? Yeah, that was a VBA there. I think it was bad. Yeah, I coined that phrase last night, Vegas back alley, because Stormin calls them Vegas coins when they're nasty like that. And he had one that was super nasty. I said, yeah, that's the Vegas back alley. And so, yeah, VBA became a new coin term last night. AT. Yeah, the VBA. I already had one. I don't even know where it is. It stuck to my hand, went flying across the room here. So, we'll see. I said, I'm trying to hurry, but I'm not usually a coin searcher, and so I have to err on the side of things. But I'm telling you guys, this is the truth. I felt like I had so many knives and sharp objects flung at me in the last 2 days that I should be on one of those wheels that spins around at the carnival and the guy throws the knives at it. Yeah, that I'm telling you, that's exactly what I felt like today. It was like I was just going round and round on that wheel, and somebody's throwing the knives. I was just waiting for the next one to get close and hit me. Yeah, I think it actually may be Tiff. I don't know where it is, but it's gross. I will find it. What did he find? Oh, a 1931 Uncertain Balboa. Ooh, nice. Yeah, it's a shame all these 19s and 18s that are in here. They look good until you get them under the scope, and then you see they've got gouges. And because I'd really like to find a couple of nice ones for myself. Oh, Susan, you in the 50s, baby, 1953. Well, I know that was a good year because I was born in 53, so we know that's a good one. We know that's a good year. So let's see if this thing's got a mint. Oh, wow. Check it out. We got us a 53S. Yeah, how about that? Something sneaked in there. I got to check my cheat sheets. Okay, I got to look at this because there's a thing with 53s that I didn't know about, and I just learned it the other day. And some of them have a D over D mint mark. So I'm going to take a little closer look at that mint mark. This one obviously doesn't have that because it's a big fat S. Stands for Susan. It's going in the sack. So there you go, girl. 53S. Not too bad. Some of these are really trashed. This looks like this might be interesting. 61 again. Did I see Coyote Whacker sneak in here? Another 61D. Robert Saves History. Hi. See, I guess some people still like me, even if I am boring and don't give away the good prices. And then today I got a thumbs down and the stream hadn't even started yet. Stream had not even started yet, and I already had a thumbs down. So, and I've been getting one thumbs down on everything I do now, so somebody hates me. I guess that's a good thing. I actually have a pretty good idea who it is. They just come and slap that thumbs down on everything. Now, I'm going to tell you, I wish I had the idea that the telephone guy had. If you guys have not seen that yet, he had, for his one of his giveaway videos, you had to hit the thumbs down. If you hit thumbs up, you had to put what was it, alligator tears in his search. Oh, there you go, Susan. 63, getting into the British invasion here. 63D for Susan. But yeah, I wish I'd have thought of that thumbs down thing. That was funny. Y'all can tell I'm trying to remain upbeat, but that really would hurt me today to be fired as a moderator without being told why, or just a message. I'm streamlining my channel. I didn't really care for that. I thought 69D, I thought that could have been handled a lot better. Somebody I considered a friend. So those of you who were not here earlier, if you wondered why I did not use my Penny Dog opener, it's because Penny Dog fired me as a moderator for no reason, or at least no reason that I know of, except somebody over there doesn't like me. But anyway, so I'm no longer a moderator on the Penny Dog channel, and I still think she should have sent me a personal message saying, hey, I'm doing this. But she didn't. So yeah, it hurt my feelings. Really hurt my feelings when I went into the stream and I was no longer a moderator. But That's okay. More time I have to work on my own channel and not be in hers. 1989. Did I see Jonathan Reese? Hi, Jonathan. I thought I saw you sneak in there. I got to move the fan. I'm in the closet here. Really, I know that sounds funny, but no, I'm really actually in a closet. 75. 91. Okay, last one out of the first row. 94. All right, let's get another one. Yeah, I'm sorry I had to stop and answer that phone call, guys, but that was the lady from the United States Department of Agriculture rural housing thing. The lady I had to send all of the stuff to. And I just needed to make sure that she got all of it. Because I'll be darned if I'm going to spend another 7 hours doing that mess. So she hadn't even looked at her email yet. No. Anyway, so that's that deal. So I didn't have any choice but to stop and take that call. It could affect where I live for the next 4 months. I'm moving anyway. I'm not staying in this complex because I'm moving to Virginia. And I want to get a little bit closer to family members. My health is not the best. And should something happen to me health-wise, I need to be where I have a little better support than I do here. 1989. So I will be moving. I don't know if anybody knows where Galax, Virginia is, but it's in the Blue Ridge Mountains. My sister and her husband have a lovely farm there. Ooh, 1969B. Woohoo. Okay, Kelly, we're going to be here for a while. It's going to take me forever just to get through Susan's. Everybody else has like short runs except Susan and Andy. Theirs are the long runs. Yeah, this is usually when I have metal detecting discussion in here, but that wasn't really taken off either because I had a bunch of guys that were kind of, they're supposed to be my friends, but anyway. They had a metal detecting thing on Wednesday night on Zoom, and they used to take a break between 8 and 10 and go watch some stuff on TV. And so I started doing my show at 8 o'clock. Well, then they quit doing that. So we were kind of running over each other. No, that's fine, Susan. I'm the person that's next isn't even here yet. So I'm hoping that by the time I get through yours, that person will have shown up. Actually, I don't see any of those other people other than Andy in the stream right now. And Andy has the same number of roles as you do. So it really wouldn't make much difference. So that's where we're at here. Yeah, I ended up being online for 5 hours the other night, and I was sick the whole next day because that's just too long for me to sit in a chair. This time I was smart, and I took my pain medication before I started the stream, so it can divert the pain. Well, I was doing my best to make it fun, but really hurt my feelings when I had somebody tell me my stream was not entertaining. It was boring and not entertaining. That I thought that was pretty rude. And what's really fun about that person was one of my moderators who never shows up for my streams. Another 69B. So if I continue to do this, which I'm going to have to really think on it in this next week, if I really want to put this much effort in twice a week to do that, and if I decide that I am going to do it, then I'm going to have to get some better moderators, because I cannot expect poor Handy Andy 736 to be here every single stream and be the only moderator. That's just not right. I actually have 5 moderators. You know how many I got in the stream right now? Same number. I always got 1. Oh, we got something exciting here. Oh, wow. Looky here. Wait till you see this. This isn't even a US coin. We got our first foreign of the bunch, and it's not a Canadian either. Look at this. We got a coin from Singapore. Check it out. Susan Berman has gone traveling across the world here, and she's got 20 cents from Singapore. Funny money? Yeah, it's pretty funny. Check it out. A 20-cent piece from Singapore. I've never found one of those before either, so that's a pretty interesting treasure there for Susan Berman. I'm gonna put that in I might put that in a flippy folder there for her, so it doesn't get mixed in with all the other nickels. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I found a Panama coin in my car wash quarters a couple weeks ago. That was interesting. I've never found a coin from Singapore before. That is really interesting to turn that one up. Let's put a little protector around there. Just keep that handy. Yeah, that's the first foreign that we've had in these rolls. So we'll set that in there for Miss Susan. That's pretty good. So next to the last coin in the roll. That was nifty. And that's the end of that roll. Okay, I've got to do something here real quick. Periodically, I have to, when I'm doing this stream, I'm in the StreamYard's screen, but I have to keep my YouTube screen open so that I can see what's going on. Siren Silverstash is here, so now we have 2 mods tonight. Yay! Andy gets to breathe. All right, let's see if I get this roll open. Since I threw my roll hunting tool away, I may give that away later. I don't even want to see it right now, though. I'm upset about that. That was, in my mind, just hurtful. But anyway, I don't like to do things, you know, if I'm going to terminate somebody, even as in a volunteer position, I'm still going to send them a personal email. I'm not going to send them a form letter saying, hey, I'm streamlining my channel. Bye. Trash it with a smile. Well, I don't know. I might use it to work on my car and grub it all up. But I'd probably break it. That might not be bad. Maybe I could do a whole video of sledgehammer and a screwdriver. It just hurt my feelings. I didn't think it was handled well. It's a little embarrassing. You go in the stream where you've been a mod since the stream started, and suddenly you're not a mod anymore and you have no clue why. Just didn't like it. It's her channel. She can do what she wants. That's kind of one of the things I've noticed. The bigger channels get, sometimes they just forget about the people that helped them get there. I ran into the same thing when I worked in car racing. I sponsored people and helped them out, and then they'd get a big sponsor and they'd act like they didn't know who the heck I was. Okay. Just remember, you know, when you didn't have tires, who was putting them on your cars? 1964 for Ms. Berman. 1964. Let's spin her around here. See, we got 64D. Now, there's something on this card about 64Ds. Okay. One of them is, and this is kind of a weird looking D. I'm going to get under here because one of these that's on the card is a D over D. And I can't tell, but that D looks a little sloppy to me. I can't see the other D under there though. And the other part of it is there's supposed to be on some of them a little bit of double dye. This one's worn down so bad that if it was there, you wouldn't be able to tell. It's just a little worn down. Too much to... I don't see any doubling over here on this. Let's look over here, though. I don't know. Any of the experts want to jump in on that? I think it's just a plain old 64D. But Susan got a brand new microscope, so when it gets there, she can look at it herself. I am very excited for her. Hi, Johnny Kilo. How you doing, honey? 1967. Well, she likes those 60s. She was a 60s hippie kid, so I guess that's why. Like me. And I guess that's part of the thing with me too, is I'm older. I'm from a different generation and I do things differently. Back in our time, you would never have, of course we didn't have email, but you would never have like sent somebody a note. Yeah, Orlando Youth Center gigs. You would have never just sent somebody a note saying, you're out of the club. You know, you usually at least gave them a phone call or met them face to face and said, hey, look, you know, we got a situation and blah, blah, blah. You just didn't do that kind of thing back then. It was a manners deal. But that's not the only thing. I have a hard time with some of the way things are done in general, just because I am of 1965. Woohoo! That was a good year. What? I just threw that 65 in the box. What the heck? Oh my God. Okay, it's got to be on the top here. Let me grab these 5, 6, 7 and see if I can get it out of here on the first grab. I can't believe I did that. That was bad. Okay, let me see. This is why it takes me 5 hours to do stuff. Yeah, Andy, while I'm looking for the 65 that I lost, would you guys put the link for the comment video up again, please? Oh, what a dip. What a dipsy-do I am. Watch, I probably didn't. I may have to search for it off camera if it doesn't show up. Fortunately, it happened on my friend Susan's box, or her rolls. So she knows where to find me. This might be it right here. Hopefully. Please, please, please. No, that's not it. I tried to grab all the ones off the top layer, but let's see, you messed up, girl. All right, well, I'm going to have to hunt for it. So I'm going to put these aside and use a different tub so that I only have to sort through that and not 30 rolls of them. So, yeah, I'll find it later. I can't believe I did that. All right. I was sidetracked. I was whining. I should serve some cheese with my wine, I suppose. But anyway, if you weren't here Monday, and it's the same comment video from Monday. So if you commented on it, then you don't have to do it a second time. But if you did not, and you think you might want to win a prize somewhere along the line tonight, you need to have commented on that video or you'll just be out of luck. Oh, thank you, Kellen. I got to work something out with you on how we're going to do that. We're going to just swap that off because those are awesome. If you had destroyed those, I would have had to hurt you, boy. Woo! Susan's in the 40s. Susan's in the 40s. 1948. Woohoo! Getting a little bit older here. 1948. Kind of slick on the back, but you can read everything. Everything is legible. Oh, goodness. I'm having an issue here. Come on, get my hands to work. I'm a mess tonight. I mean, I promised to do this tonight, so I wasn't going to back out on it. The only time I don't go on is if I am too sick to go on. And I'm not sick, I'm just depressed, which is sickness, but I got to deal with it. I've had to deal with it most of my life. Those of you who haven't watched any of my metal detecting videos, there's one in there where I do a whole discussion on detecting with disabilities. Because somebody looked at me and said, well, you don't look disabled. And I'm like, well, you haven't seen my x-rays, my CAT scans, and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, in that video, I talk about the 12 or 13, I'm not sure how many anymore, different disabilities that I have. And unfortunately, part of them started back when I was in high school, when I was diagnosed with manic depression, which is now known as bipolar disorder. And they didn't know a whole lot about it back then. And they actually experimented on us with all sorts of wonderful drugs that were supposed to keep us from being depressed. So at the age of 16, I'm going through high school on this medication that, if you look it up, there's actually it was discontinued because basically it was speed. I was put on a medication called Dexamil. That didn't help me any. Oh, here's one somebody decided to scribble on. I hate it when they do that. I mean, I know it'll come off, but why do it? Hi, Raptors treasure. So anyway, I do have depression issues. I've had to deal with them most of my life. and I have stress. So today was a bit heavy. You know, when you get super stressed and you're bipolar, it kind of, yeah. So anyway, at least the lady from the USDA finally called me back, and all of that heavy crap is done. Oh, nothing, Raptor. I had a day. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is a VBA if there ever was one. If Stormin CA is here, he will agree with this. This is a true VBA. That is plumb nasty. That is just gross. Ugh, yucca poo. No, Raptor, I was told yesterday by somebody that my stream was not entertaining enough to watch. So then the very next day, a channel that I've been on for a long time decided they didn't need me as a moderator anymore. So I'm crying the blues here. I'm serving up some wine. We might have some cheese with it later. Oh, that was a VGA bad, a VBA. That was the worst one yet. That one doesn't look too bad. I'm going to send that to Susan just because it's fresh. Yeah, that was definitely a Vegas coin. I don't know where that girl had that coin. I don't want to neither. Ooh, hey, pay you. I'm trying to go fast, people. I'm not fast. I'm an old lady. I'm an old lady. I just chug along here. I'm actually hoping that the other people whose roles I have show up. Because no, Raptor, that was just the regular. I was in high school and that was just what my regular doctor did. They didn't know back then how to deal with depression. They thought, oh, well, let's just give them something to perk them up and they'll be fine. They, you know, the doctors back then really didn't know. And, this was in the 60s. So the doctors really didn't know how to deal with something like a teenager with manic depression. So they thought, oh, well, you know, she's just bummed out or she's tired because she goes to work after she gets out of school. And so let's just give her these perk 'em up pills and see if they fix them. Well, there's a movie, and it's kind of a chick flick, but there was a movie out a few years back called The Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood. And in that movie, one of the two main characters has a mental breakdown as a result. Whoop, 1962 for Susan. Anyway, the character has a mental breakdown from taking a drug called Milltown, which Milltown was half of, it was Dexedrine, and Milltown was what a Dexamil was. So, all right, 62D. I'm probably older than everybody in here. If there's anyone in this stream who was born prior to 1953, let me know. Ooh, a 61. 61D. She's got several of those. She can take her choice out of the best of the worst. But, yeah, I don't always sit here and try to make jokes. Sometimes I just try to explain my behavior to people because it is sporadic. I can't really, you know, I was born with the disease. It's, people in my family have it. Not everybody in my family has it, but a number of people do. And I've had to learn to live with it. You know, a lot of people can't live with it, and because they don't want to take their meds, they take them for a couple days and they, oh, I feel good now, I don't need any more medicine. It's just one of those things. It's kind of like diabetes. You have to just stay on it and treat it every day. Apple user? That's an interesting handle. Interesting screen name. How are you? Trying to find a circulated set in your pocket change for your birth year. I'm messing up here. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's not a whole lot exciting happening right now. It's got a couple 60s right there in a row, and then right back to the same old, same old. We're almost the end of this roll. Oh, I think we got a Lewis and Clark. Yep, got a Lewis and Clark. The ocean in view. I have not found any in the rolls. I have found them in the past in circulation, and I have found 2 of them out metal detecting. So the buffaloes do roam, just haven't roamed through here yet tonight. We keep hoping one's going to hop out of one of these rolls, come running across. But thus far, like I said, I have found a couple in my change, and I have found a couple metal detecting. I got this one. It is like orangey black, and truthfully, when I found it, I did not realize it was a buffalo until I got it home. Yeah, that's actually, Jonathan, that's what I do on Monday nights with my my sets of the state quarters and the national parks. Those I do all from quarters from the car wash. Oh yes, this actually started out as a metal detecting channel. But what happened in March, I was down in Florida at the beginning of March doing some metal detecting videos, and the COVID-19 thing kicked in. And because I am high risk, I hightailed my little fanny back to Georgia, and I had to lock myself down, which meant I could no longer be doing metal detecting videos. So at that time, my channel had maybe 200 subscribers. I'm going to say 250. And it was starting to take off a little bit. I didn't want to abandon my channel. So I thought, well, let's see if we can move the coins into it. Last week, I pulled out a box and showed people what detected coins look like. Oh, 1965. Little slick on the back. Put that one in there. I have to get her a bigger container. So, yes, I do metal detect. I started out with a $49 Bounty Hunter gold digger. That was given to me by my sister. And I did find my first gold ring with that. And then I moved up to a Garrett Ace 300, which I liked okay. But I wanted something waterproof because a couple times I got stuck out in the middle of a field and it started pouring rain, and I basically ran across this field with a metal detector shoved up my shirt, and I thought, this ain't gonna work. You know, I gotta have something that's not gonna be ruined if I'm out in the middle of a field and it starts a typical southern downpour. So I got a Nocta Simplex Plus, and I found more with that detector in the first 2 weeks I had it than I found the whole time I had the Garrett. So I sold my Garrett, and I now have the Nocta Simplex Plus, which I am just dying to get back out and do some detecting, but now it's so darn hot I can't go out. Yeah, I watch the Hoover Boys, but it's hard to watch the Hoover Boys for me because, you know, for one thing, it's different being a metal detector as a female than it is a male, because those guys, they can just go up to somebody's door, some random house, some random piece of property, and knock on the door and say, hey, you know, I'm so-and-so, and I'm a metal detectorist, and I have a channel, and can I dig around in your yard? Women don't really dare just walk up and knock on a stranger's door, because what can happen to you there is that stranger can grab your butt and jank you in the house, and you're done. 69D. So I'm a little jealous of people like the Hoover Boys who have access to all of these old houses and wonderful old fields and stuff that they can just walk up and knock on the door and get a permission. Where I live, there are a lot of places I would love to detect, but it's not safe. This little town I live in, believe it or not, I looked this statistic up. Our crime rate is 86% higher than Atlanta. That means it's not safe for Susie to go out wandering around too many places by herself with a metal detector. But that's one of the things that will change when I move to Virginia, because my sister has a great big farm that I've only detected for one day. And on that farm, there is a beautiful the remains of an old Victorian house that Susie has not gotten to get into yet. So I will be having a good time doing some detecting up there. All right, bye, Johnny Kilo. Go water the food. Get some stuff growing. I didn't water. Well, I watered mine this morning. That's right, I did. So anyway, yeah, if you look back, there's a lot of detecting videos in my archive. I have some in the can that I can put together. I'm going to be working on them next week. But I am really dying to get back out. I think that's part of my problem is I've got cabin fever from being locked down. Yeah, exactly right, Raptor. By the time they've already pulled a gun on you or used a stun gun on you, you don't have time to poke them in the eye with that digging tool. I mean, it's just not safe for ladies. And it's sad that it's not. You know, everybody talks about it, you know, it should be equal or, you know, but it's not. I had a guy, I was down in Madison County, Florida, and there's a video of it. I went to this it was one of those old roadside parks like they had back in the 40s and 50s. Another 69D. And I stopped there to detect. I had detected there before. And there's a boat ramp adjacent to it. I was just on my first target. And I heard this guy pull up behind my car. Not right behind me, but, you know, it's a small place. So I heard this guy in this truck with a trailer on the back of it, and not a boat trailer, an enclosed trailer. And he pulled up and he stopped. And I thought, okay, maybe he's got a kayak or something in there. But the guy didn't get out of the truck. He just sat there watching me and watching me. So I very carefully, I didn't even finish filling my hole. I very carefully gathered up my stuff and got my pepper spray in my hand and walked myself to the car and got in my car and locked my car. And I sat there for a couple of minutes, and the guy still didn't do anything. He didn't get out of his truck. And then finally he got out of his truck and he started walking towards my car, and I fired my car and got the hell out of there. So somebody said, well, maybe he was there to fish. Well, I went up the road to another place that I detect, and stayed up there for about a half an hour. And I came back and that guy was gone. Now, if he was there to fish, another 69D. If he was there to fish, he'd have still been there. So that tells me he was there more interested in me than he was any kind of fish. So, and I mean, this place, whoop, 1963. That particular park is right next. Oh, did I throw a 2009 in there? Oh, shoot. Yep, you're right. Change my bucket. I did not mean to throw a 2009 in there. I got run in my mouth, and I did. All right, I'm going to leave that 63 sitting there for a second. I got to get another dump bucket. I'm going to be searching nickels tomorrow, too, for all the ones that I messed up on today. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I brought two in case I mess up again. I'm prepared. I am prepared. Put that over there. Yeah, I can't believe I did that. No, Fleabag, I don't think that was it. I think he was more curious on what he could do to me than what I was doing. But it happens. I've had places before where I've had guys show up and it's just not, I'm not going to hang around and find out what they're up to. I'm just going to leave. If I don't have anybody to detect with, oh, there's Susan 63. D. Yeah, if I don't have anybody to detect with, I'm very careful. And ironically, that park was right next to a sheriff's office. So usually I feel pretty safe there. Sheriffs are going in and out all the time. But that guy was creepy. It was creepy. And yeah, so, you know, the Hoover boys and those guys like that, they have the definite advantage of being able to just go up and knock on a door and say, hey, you know. Plus, they're the Hoover boys, and they've got like a bazillion people that watch their channel, so they can go up and say, hey, you know, I have this really popular channel on YouTube, you know, instead of some crazy old lady coming and going, hey, can I dig holes in your yard? It doesn't work out. It doesn't equate the same. But when I'm, 69D, there's another one. Once I'm in Virginia, I will have people I can detect with, and I will actually have some much better places to detect. The one day I did get to detect at my sister's farm, it rained the whole rest of the week I was there, and but the one day that I did get to detect for about an hour, the very first thing I found was a 1942S war nickel. So I know there is stuff on that property. Another 69D for Susan. She likes that Woodstock here. No, but that house is what I'm really looking forward to. My sister and I were going to go over there and detect it. And the ground was a little wet and the brambles were pretty high. And we were going to have to ford this little stream, and my sister and I got out there, and she slipped and fell into a great big bramble, and I had to cut her out of this bramble, and she was all scratched up, and she's 5 years older than me, so that was kind of the end of the day right there, once I fished my sister out of the bushes there, and then it rained the whole rest of the time I was there. 1952. Woohoo! She's got a 40, a couple 50s. 1952. Look at her go. Yeah, I was a little worried about this box at first because there are so many of the 2018 and 2019s in it, but another 69D. You're going to have a whole collection of nothing but those. But it has turned up some interesting coins. That 41S the other night, that was a pretty good coin. 69, scratched all up, can't even read the, I don't know what that is. I know it's a 69, but I can't tell. It looked like it might have been an S before it got smushed. I'm going to turn that and let y'all look at it. Does that look like that mint mark was an S before it got scratched up? No, it's a 69 because it's got a scratch through it. Let me turn it that way. And I can see the 9, the loop of the 9. I wish I had a pointer. But I can see the loop part of the 9. But the mint mark is really smushed. But it looks like an S. It's not shaped like a D. Okay, I got 2 people that know more than I do, and they're both saying it's an S. So you got a 69S in there. You can look at it more in your with your scope, Susan, but there you go. Okay, almost to the end of this roll. And then when I get to the end of this roll, we're going to do 2 things. First thing we're going to do is give y'all a minute to go over there. Yeah, it took the brown acid. Thank you, Susan. It's a Woodstock joke, people. If you're not old enough to know about Woodstock, that one will go right over your head. Oh, there's another one. All right, here's what we're going to do. Susan has 4 rolls left. And this Susan has to go visit the ladies' room. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to torment Kellen by sticking this great big piece of copper under the scope. This is actually a copper round with a mercury phase on it. I'm going to put that there for just a minute. I have got to go to the restroom, and we'll come back. While I'm there, y'all make sure you've done the comment video, because when I get back, I'm going to have a little drawing. So y'all better be ready for it. That's just how it's going to happen. I don't schedule anything. All right, everybody signed up on that comment and video? I hope so. I got to get signed up on the comment video. Well, on the random picker, and you know how these random pickers like me. They hate me. You'll find one that works. This one has been acting really weird lately, so I don't like to use it. Let's see about this one. Okay, now I have never used this picker before, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Kellen, you're stirring up trouble. I leave the room for 1 minute, and Kellen L starts stirring up trouble. You're just a little troublemaker. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's go over here. Find us a pickard. A pickard. I already put the link in. I guess I could tell y'all what the prizes are. They're not very exciting because, you know, I was criticized yesterday for not giving away good prizes. So, you know, maybe true to form. This 1 ounce of copper here with the mercury on it, that is one of the prizes. It's pretty on the back. It's real pretty. It's got, I know it doesn't look like copper in here. My lights are weird, but it's got this really nice eagle on the back, and USA, and it is a full ounce. It's pretty. This was donated to my channel by Mr. Handy Andy 736 in a box that he labeled supplies. And just because it's got to have some silver in it or Kellen will cry. The 67 Kennedy. So that's the prizes. No whiners. I'm the only one allowed to whine on this channel. Unless you bring the cheese with you, you can't whine. All right, let's see. We are not going to allow the duplicate. All right. And I'm hitting the button. I told it to pick a winner. Did it not pick a winner? Let me go hit the button again. Okay, there are 30 unique comments. Badlands 44. I don't know if Badlands is here or not, but he's got 2 minutes to show his face. And I know he was here Monday night. Yes, you must be here to win. The rules were posted earlier on the about section of the video. All that over 18 junk and all of that was all posted. Got to be here. Must be present to win. And I don't know if Badlands is here tonight. He was the other night. He actually donated some rolls. Now, what did Kellen say? Let me see. Now, you can let that go in here, Siren. That doesn't need to be hid in here. We're all big kids over here. Let him go. I got called out yesterday for having a boring channel. So if and Susan is like one of my best friends, so they're just joking around. They just messing. All right. I don't know if Badlands is here or not. We're gonna give him another few seconds, and then we'll move on to somebody else. Yeah, that's right. It's my channel, and I can cry if I want to. Abso-freaking-lutely. And I did cry at the beginning. Those of you who got here a little later didn't see me crack up, but I was upsetted. It happens. I get upset from time to time. People do things that do not make sense to me. It's just how I am. Okay, why do I have 2 of these up here? Oh, that's because I have a split screen. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get that either, Susan. Why would you complain the prices aren't good enough? You're getting them for free. But what it is some of the other channels, they offer like these $100 coins, and I can't do that. I'm an old lady on Social Security. Hey, Robert, glad you're back. So, yeah, I'm just an old lady on Social Security. I can't play that way. I give away a lot of smaller things. Okay, I guess Badlands is not going to make it back here tonight. So we're going to have to move on. And we'll hit it again. Okay. What about James Eller? Anybody seen James Eller in the stream tonight? There weren't that many comments on this video, which is why I used the same one. And also because a lot of you guys had already commented on it, and I thought I'd save you the effort. Well, what started the whole thing, Robert, was I said in a general statement, not about any channel in particular, not even about my channel, but just that it kind of felt like the bigger channels that could give away the bigger prizes made it harder for the small channels to grow, because unless you can throw something out there that's going to draw them away and into your channel, it is harder. You know, I'm not saying it's an impossible, but it is harder. It's hard to even find a spot where you're not going over somebody else. I'm going over somebody else right now. Nothing I can do about it. But anyway, the response to that was that in the, trying to think of my words, in this particular case, the person felt like that wasn't the reason my channel wasn't going anywhere. That's part of the reason, was I didn't give away good enough stuff, and that my channel was not entertaining enough, and it was boring. And yeah, that hurt my feelings. You know, it's really hard to grow a channel. It really, really is. Like, I was shocked. Okay, I don't think James is here either. We'll try one more here, see what we get. I think this guy's still here. Jonathan Reese, are you still in the channel? You've been here for a while. Are you still here? You got 2 minutes to claim your prize. Jonathan Reese, are you still with us? Come on, Jonathan. I don't want to keep drawing these numbers all night. I'm going to open the next roll while we wait. At least get it open. Come on, Jonathan. Where are you? Yeah, and then another part of it is some people have 2 or 3 channels open at the same time. And so they're paying attention to one, and because I don't tell people when I'm doing my things. I don't say, okay, we're going to do one at so-and-so point and so-and-so point. I just do drawings. And that's because I want the people that are actually in my channel to win the prizes. Don't think that's unreasonable. Come on, Jonathan, you were here, buddy. I know he was. And I don't remember him saying goodbye, so he may have just drifted away. Because he was here at 7:39. He was here at 7:40. He was here at 7:42. And never to be seen or heard from again. Oh, that's tragic. He was just here. He's got about 10 more seconds. I'm determined I'm going to give this stuff away. I don't give away good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, this is the whining and dining show here. I'm going to keep doing these while I do the giveaway. Otherwise, we'll be here for 100 years. All right. Ding, ding, ding. All right. I'm going to try this one more time, and then I'm just going to move all of that stuff to the end of stream. I don't think that's fair, but that's what I'm going to do. All right. I just do stuff. All right. I know this guy's not here. Dreadpool, are you here? We're just going to keep sorting. I don't have my gloves on, but that's okay. I have to be able to type. Yeah, I feel that way sometimes, Fleabag. I was in a stream one night. There were only 9 people in there. And they never did get to my name. I don't think they got to Fox Run Forge either, but they can't spell his name, so that'll tell you where we were. It's becoming a standing joke with poor old Fox. All right. And never a dull moment here at It's Susie Q96. Sounds like the name of a radio station, doesn't it? And the next 4 hits on It's Susie Q96. The heck is that? Yeah, this guy not here. Not here. Another one, not here. Yeah, what are the odds? You're right. I had to put that up there. What are the odds? Because that's about it. What are the odds? I'm gonna try it one more time. I know some of you guys went over there and made comments. I just know you did. U.S. Silver Stacker. What about you? Did you come and leave too? Oh, now Dreadpool shows up. You missed your time limit, Dreadpool. But I tell you what, if U.S. Silver Stacker does not claim this prize, I'm going to take a vote among the minions here. Yep, he's here, and he just got here like a second too late. Then I already had pulled Silver Stacker's name, so we're going to let Silver Stacker's time run out. And if Silver Stacker doesn't show up, I'm voting that I give it to Dreadpool and we move on. Because otherwise, we're going to be here for like ever. My stream is lagging as part of it. So, yeah, I see him. And Silver Stacker is here too. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give them both a prize. Because I had already, and I know it was because of the lag. So, I'm going to give both of them a prize. Here's what we're going to do. Silver Stacker's going to get that copper and a 67. And I got to get something out of here, out of my prize. The prize patrol hasn't been through here today. So we got another 67 that will go in Dreadpool. And I got to find something else to put in there with it. And y'all give me a second. I'm trying to be fair. Trying to be fair. Okay. Who's this? Okay. That's what we're going to do. Silver Stacker is going to get the count and the 6, and Dreadpool is going to get a 64 and a 67. So that's how we're going to do that, because I had already drawn another name. It unfortunately has to do with lag. There's nothing I can do about lag. So my address is scrolling across the bottom of the screen there, and both of y'all will need to email me at that address. So that I can send these lovely things out your way. So that's how that's going to work. But I don't give any harp on that all night, because that just made me, I just kept thinking about that $70 I spent mailing packages from my 500 giveaway, and somebody saying I don't give anything away. I'm like, are you kidding me? All right. Got that done. Done and done. Let's get this off of my screen. Goodbye, picker. Pammy Jones. All right, so there we go. I gave 2 prizes away because that one was like right on the border. So, all right, so now we're going to go back to hunting Susan Berman's nickels, if I can find my gloves, or at least one of them. I can do my karaoke of Billie Jean or something with one glove here. All right, here we go. Where were we before we were so rudely interrupted by prize giveaways? Good night, Raptor. Thank you so much for stopping in and listening to all the craziness. We never know what we're going to be doing over here, because this is totally free form. I'm not scripted. I am not monetized. I am sanitized sometimes, but not monetized. So that's just the way it works. Something is messed up on my screen here. It is not letting, there we go. It was not letting me see the comments. So, anybody found anything good? Because I've been digging through these nickels for this is the second day now. So, anybody been doing any coin hunting that found something pretty groovy? I can't believe I got to go back through those 2 boxes and find that 2009 I lost. And hey, ew, what happened to this poor thing? That went right past toning and right onto something strange. It's got cooties. It's got cooties. It's a cootie coin. Yeah, we're actually 3.5 rolls is where we're at. There's a lot of these newer ones in here, and I wish they weren't all so gouged up. That's just unfortunate, because I'd like to find a couple that aren't all eaten up, but that just happens. Once they're out in circulation, I mean, they're in somebody's pocket with their keys and screwdrivers and who knows what else. Spitting out of the coin chute of a laundromat or something, and pretty soon they're all gouged up and not really worth much. Plus, I think the quality of U.S. coins over the last 20-something years have gone way down. My nemesis, the stinking Zinkins. Anybody that does metal detecting and has pulled a zinc coin out of the ground knows exactly what I'm talking about. They're half the time you can't even cash them in for a penny because they're so eaten up the bank won't take them. The Coinstar won't take them. They're just useless. You can't melt them down for anything. They're just garbage. They are stinking Zinkins. I got a whole jar of half pennies, but they're not real half pennies. They're just half of a Zinkin. Boy, that one got lost in 9 off of it. Next row. I'm sorry, I am so slow, guys. I just am. But I had to stop and take a phone call, and I had to stop and take a bathroom break. Normally, I would not have taken a phone call in the middle of my live stream. I would have just let it go. But when it's the people that control your government subsidized rent, and if you do not comply, you could be evicted, then yeah, you got to take that call. All right, now who done this? Who done this garbage? I don't like this one bit. It's a 1960, and some dipsy-do wrote 60D on it. So I'm sure when I flip it over, it's gonna have a D on it. But why write it on there? We're big kids. we know how to read them. You didn't have to write on the coin. Well, maybe they put it on the end of a roll or something, and instead of writing on the roll, that one's got some blue paint on it. That was paint too. That wasn't marker on that one. Come on. 63. Gee, I think I hear the Beatles in the background. And the early beginnings of the Who. It's Susan's coin, so it probably does have the early beginnings of the Who. 63D. She's getting a nice little packet built up over here to play with her new microscope that she just got in the mail today. I'm still excited about that Singapore coin. That was a first for me. I've never even seen a coin from Singapore before, so that was a dandy. Yeah, it was 20 cents too, so she made 15 cents. I don't know what 20 cents in Singapore is. Converts to in US. Maybe somebody can Google that and tell us what the exchange rate would be on a 20 center from Singapore. Yeah, the color on that nickel, it looked nasty until I put it under the scope, and then it didn't look quite so bad. It looked more toned than dirt. Oh, wow. 1940, Miss Susan. That is the oldest coin we have found in the entire hunt. 1940. Let's see. He's lost most of his definition in his hair, but everything's legible. 1940D. There you go. Cool. All right. I'm having a problem. Get out of my way. I got something over my comment. There we go. All right. Image. Nice, Pammy. Yeah, I'm not checking Susan's for any kind of errors or anything because she just got her microscope today, and I want to leave some fun for her to look all these things up, and of course she'll be sending me a message going, is so-and-so any good? Break out the book. Well, she ordered a book too. So I'm the one that got her started metal detecting, and I think I got her started on the coins too. So I'm a bad influence on Susan Berman. Susan, by the way, was my very first channel sponsor. So y'all be nice to Ms. Berman. She helps pay for this arena. And we also work together sometimes on some projects. So, yep. 1969D again, back to Woodstock. Boy, we just spent a lot of time at Woodstock. I have to. And another one. Man, I'm telling you, they are in there. Yeah, some of this is almost like somebody dumped some rolls. You know, they're like the other night there was a whole bunch of the same date. You know, and I don't mean these 18s and 19s. There were just different dates that there was like a whole bunch of. That's too bad. That was gouged. Tonight it's been 1969D. There's just been a ton. And 1960. Hello, Ed Booth. How are ya? Haven't seen you around these parts for a while. 1960D. Intersect there. 77. I did that trivia the other night already. The TV show with 77 in the title. Took a while to find somebody old enough to know what it was. Speed this up. Oops, 61. 61. This was not clipped though, like Pammy's. This is 61D, but it's not pretty like Pammy's was. Another 69D. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think Susan's going to have a roll of those by the time it's over. And she can check them for things. And I think I just put one in her bag that wasn't supposed to go there, but that's okay. That can be her lucky nickel. Make up for the one that I got a fish out of the bin that I threw in earlier. 1966, or is that 99? Let's just turn it around the right way. No, it really is a 66. 1966, one of my very favorite years. I had a lot of fun in 1966. Oh my goodness. That was a great year. All right, that's the end of that roll. Susan's got 2 to go. And the people that have the next 2 in line are not here. I'm hoping they will show up by the time I finish with Susan's. All right. Okay. Get this junk out of the way. Trying to tidy up my table just a tad. All right. All right. Let's see what we got here. That one is just trashed. But I got to check them in case they're 2009s. Oops. This is going to be a Lewis and Clark deal. 2004D. Louisiana Purchase nickel. That one wasn't in as good a shape as the one she had earlier, but I'll throw it in her bag anyway. Get rid of that. Y'all can tell I am not proficient at coin roll hunting. It's not something I had planned on doing online, but for those who were not here the other night, the explanation of this is that I was gifted this this box of nickels so that I could pay StreamYards for 4 months, because their free portion only gives you 20 hours a month, and 20 hours a month was running out, and they won't let you broadcast after that. So Andy 736 sent me this box of nickels, and we took donations to search through them so that we can pay the bills. Because I'm on Social Security and I can't really afford to squeeze another $25 a month out. If I squeezed another $25 a month out, then I wouldn't have money for postage to pay for any of this stuff that I don't give away. So that's it. So that's what we're doing. We're raising money to, this is like the It's Susie Q96 telethon, I guess you could call it. Because somebody's got to pay the bills. And in order to do this, I had to change my internet package, and my bill went from $40 to almost $80. I don't even have cable TV, folks. So I'm paying all that just for internet, because the speed they told me I had, I really wasn't getting that speed. So in order to get the speed they were telling me I had to jump it up to the next higher one, which it's a ripoff, but it's the only way I could live stream without crashing. So now I've invested $70 a month in internet on my allowance, and so this is just trying to keep us online. And I appreciate everybody that made donations, and my Patreon sponsors, all 3 of them. And whoa, I just dropped a nickel on the floor, but it was one that was getting ready to go in the bin anyway, so not much in that roll. We're down to Susan's last roll. All right, come on now. I put some Hendrix on the hi-fi. Yeah, now it's Wi-Fi. That's funny. Yeah, back then it was the hi-fi. Do y'all know what hi-fi stood for? There's a little trivia question. What did hi-fi stand for? Bumped my thing here. Get focused again. Yeah, Metal Sharks. Another country heard from. We're on Susan's last roll of nickels here, and the Keep Susie Q on the Air telethon. Woohoo! And we're waiting for somebody to post in chat if they remember what the term hi-fi stood for. Before there was Wi-Fi, there was hi-fi. That's what we had when I was growing up. We had hi-fi. Now, come on, Susan. You need to hit something else good. This is your last roll. Get your kicks on Route 66. I actually have a Route 66 t-shirt. I do. My brother brought it back to me from his vacation. He and his wife took their little motor home and drove from one end of Route 66 to the other and stopped somewhere and bought me a t-shirt. Because I asked them to. I said, if you see a cool Route 66 shirt, one that looks like the old Route 66 sign. Okay, I've been told I need to refresh here. So let's see if I can. I don't really know how to do that in StreamYards. But give me a minute, folks. I'm going to try to get everybody caught back up. All right. Y'all hold on. I'll be right back. I hope. Okay, I don't know how to fix it, folks. I don't know if anything that I did helped or not. Sadly, they don't. I can try this one thing. I hope it does not. Yes, I am unlimited now. You can tell when you're unlimited because up in the corner, we have our own logo instead of the little dumb duck. Okay, I'm going to leave the studio and I'm going to come right back in. Okay, I don't know if that helped at all or not, but I gave it a go. I saw Pammy say something about how long 20 hours really was, but I used my 20 hours, Pammy. That was the problem. I have more than one channel. So 20 hours is not long when you have two channels running on it. So that's what happened. I also have a jewelry channel that, yeah, it 20 wasn't working. If I just had one or the other, maybe, but to have two channels going, I got the dreaded notice from StreamYard that I was dangerously close to. And what was going to happen was that I could finish the one that I was in, and then I couldn't do any more until the rest of the month. So in order for me to keep going, we're doing this. Come on now, we need something good for Susan Berman here in this last roll. Almost to the end of it, and we haven't really found her much in it. But she did get quite a few things of interest. She's got enough 1969 Ds to pave a small highway with. This looks chewed. Let's see if it's old and chewed. I think that might be the same 1940. I may have missed the envelope with it, but I don't know. If it's not, then she's got two. So I'm not sure. I've been klutzy all night, throwing things where they shouldn't be. This is not my forte. What do you mean just make sure it's StreamYard? It came through the StreamYard app, not through. It wasn't spam. Let's just put it that way. I know how many hours I had used, and I had used every bit of what they said I had used. So I just upgraded through the app, not through email or anything. And immediately my app just went right to the unlimited, which has given me the ability to do some other things too that I don't know how to do yet. One of them is that you can simulcast on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. I don't know how to do that yet, but I might study on that for the purpose of my jewelry things. I would not necessarily want to put my coin live stream up there. Ooh, 1941. We did find her something before. That's what we were down to her last 5 nickels, and we got her a 41. Let's see if we got a mint mark. Just a 41. Looky there. Boy, those steps are gone. All right. I know, I'm excited for you, Robert. I wish I was going. I will be detecting that beach at some point in time. You can be assured of it. Like I say, if you haven't gone yet, go over and watch The Gig Master, because he's from there, and he and his buddies go to some different beaches around the Virginia Beach area. I can tell you, with the detector that you have, you're not going to be able to do much down by the water. You're going to get too much chatter. But up in the loose sand, you should do okay. You can ask Susan Berman. We had my 300 out at Clearwater Beach, and we found an earring, which Susan was convinced was a diamond. Unfortunately, it didn't test that way, but we found a number of things in the loose sand with the 300. So you've got a 400. So you should do okay with that. All right, that was the end of Susan's thing, and she's got this monster packet here. I'm going to switch back over to the Susie cam for a minute. All right, get off of there. Yeah, look, it's Susie Q96. All right, so she got this great big bag here full of stuff. It's jam-packed. I had to put it in a bigger bag because it was overflowing. So anyway, so that is Susan Berman's. Now we're on to some shorter runs here for a minute. I don't think either one of them are here. But we'll do them anyway. I told them that it was tonight. So the next one up is Mike Badger. He has the odd number of 6 rolls because he donated for 2 and then he won 4 in a contest we were having. So we got 6 rolls for Mike Badger. So I gotta switch back over. And oh, where am I? Microscope. Yeah, if this gets too long, I'll just extend it again to another night because I'm not sitting here 5 hours like I did the last time. I was in so much pain. That just wasn't happening. Just wasn't gonna happen. All right. Let's see what we got. Yes, sea air is corrosive to some coins. I'm going to preface that. Most coins are okay, and they're even okay in the sand, because I metal detect. But you can forget it on the zinc pennies. They get pitted really bad. Some of the other pennies, depends on how far down they get buried. But most of the coins I picked up off the beach are not that bad. So it's not so much the air, it's the minerals in the sand that kind of chew them up. Okay, we're starting on Mike Badger's now, and hopefully we'll find him something. He's not here, so I'm going to hurry through. Oops, I keep bumping my mouse and turning my screen off. I'm a mess. I am no good at this. This is a special event. You will probably never, ever, after this box of nickels, ever see me searching a box in a live stream again. Because I will be here till tomorrow morning. I'm not trained that way. I have arthritis and I'm just not. So far I haven't seen anything of excitement here, but that doesn't mean anything. He's got several rolls. Y'all holler at me if you see anything that I'm missing. Every one of these has 18s and 19s have been pitted. Ooh, he got a 53. Let me find his envelope. Let's see what's going on with the 53. Flip it around here. 53D. I am not doing a bunch of searching for errors and stuff because I will let the people that won them do that. It's got a weird little puncture. Looks like a little puncture wound right there, like somebody tried to drill it or something. Put that in his sack. Keep going. That was a little improvement. Oh, I think we got a Lewis and Clark special here. Hey, Louisiana Purchase. 2004P. That one in there for him. Come on. My hands get... dummy. My hands get in the way. Yes, this is, I guess maybe the person who said my stream wasn't entertaining must have come in at a moment like this, where I was not all jovial and joking and yada yada. That one doesn't look bad. He's going to get that just because it's a nice looking 2018. Oh, and the new ones, more than anything, I'm just watching mint marks. I could sing. No, I couldn't. That would be bad. That's Ravenhawk's thing. He sings. I don't sing. Although he did sing Susie Q to me the other day. That was kind of fun. Go in the chat and have the moderator sing you a song, the channel owner. That was fun. Fun. I know people wonder why I stick every one of them under the scope, and the answer to that is because my eyesight isn't good, and I don't want to rely on it when I could be cheating somebody out of a coin. So I may not be rich. Whoop, 1960. And a 1960D goes into Mike Badger's little envelope. Yeah, I just want to try to be fair to everybody. And if it takes me a long time to do it, well, I'm just really sorry. But that's just the way I got to do things. 2 more in this roll. And let's clear those off. Get another one ready. Oh, I used to live in Houston, Tiffany. Oh, I hated that place. Well, I did not live in Houston. Let me rephrase that. I lived in Jacinto City, which is surrounded by Houston on 3 sides and Galena Park on the other. And I absolutely hated driving in Houston. The 610 loop. Oh my goodness. I think there was like a law on the books or something when I lived down there that it was against the law for anyone to ever use a turn signal. Just insane. My insurance was so high down there too, and I asked the guy why my insurance was so high, and he said it was because Chevy Suburbans were the #1 stolen vehicle in Houston at that time because people would steal them and take them down to Mexico and sell them. So I'm thinking, okay, you know, my Suburban is, I got a 76 Suburban that is painted with primer. And sure enough, somebody broke into it. They tried to steal it, but it was an older Suburban and they couldn't figure out how to pop the ignition, so they just broke my windows out instead. At work. Yeah, I was at work. I came out and my car was all busted up. And they stole my toolbox, which I thought was funny because it didn't have tools in it. The toolbox was something I used for racing, because I used to have a lot to do with auto racing. But what was in the toolbox was not tools. I used to do some car lettering, and the toolbox had all of my sign painter's one-shot paint in it. When we went up to New York for the World Figure 8 Championships, I had that toolbox full of paint, and one of the drivers from up there came over and he says, Suze, he says, somebody kind of rubbed up against the side of my car. He said, can you bring the Tammy Faye Baker cosmetology kit over and paint my car again? And those of you who didn't know who do know who Tammy Faye Baker is will understand it, because she painted like her makeup was just painted on. So they started calling that toolbox the Tammy Faye Baker cosmetology kit. And some poor guy stole it, thinking he was getting him a box full of tools, and all he got was some dirty paintbrushes and some paint cans that didn't have very much paint left in them. But I was sad to see that box go because it had a lot of history. Now, I did not have a pleasant experience living in Texas at all. Probably the worst 3 years of my life. Thanks to my boss at work, I got to see the inside of the Harris County Jail for about a half an hour until they figured out I was not responsible. But yeah, it wasn't good. There is one thing I like about Houston, though, that I would actually go back to Houston for, and that is the Clayton Genealogical Library. That is the most awesome family history library I have ever seen. I learned how to do genealogy in that library, and I supported myself doing genealogy as a result. So I do owe that to Houston. I do owe that to Houston, and I would go back for that. Yeah, I got to go in and out the door of the jail. I went in, they fingerprinted me. My prints did not match what they were looking for. And my friend Brian, who was a sheriff, went with me, walked me in. They did the fingerprints and said, no, they don't match. And have a nice day. But yeah, somebody stole a bunch of money, and it wasn't me. But, well, I didn't go there in a cop car. I went in there on my own because my friend Brian, who worked at the sheriff's department there, told me that they were going to come down to work and have us all do that. And I said, well, I'm already going downtown. Can I just go in and voluntarily do it? So that's what I did. So that way I didn't have the embarrassment of having been fingerprinted at work in front of, potentially in front of customers. But, oops, 61. But yeah, it was a thing where they were trying to eliminate people. 61D in Mike's bag. And because I sure didn't want to be held responsible for stealing 14 grand. So I carried myself right down there and said, you can take pictures of my fingerprints all day long. So yeah, I was there for about maybe 30 minutes. In the door, filled out this little paper. They took me back to the fingerprint thing. They had me sit on a little waiting area, and they checked those prints against what they were looking for. Came out and said, thank you for your time, and sent me on my merry way. It was kind of interesting, actually, because I got to see how things operate. And while I was in there, there was this girl that they had picked up for prostitution over at a Diamond Shamrock, not where I worked, but at a Diamond Shamrock over on the 610 loop. And they had this girl handcuffed to a bench. Well, I don't know how you can do this, handcuffed to a bench, because I've never been handcuffed to a bench. But somehow this chick wiggled out of her shirt. And so she's like topless there. And what was so funny about it was they were actually filming, which I didn't find out until later, because I had to watch it, make sure I wasn't in it. 1960, but they were filming an episode of Cops. And so I was able to go back and find the episode where they arrested that girl and she shimmied out of her top. So that was the same, whatever date that was, that's the same day I was down there. We laughed all the way back home. It was hysterical. I don't know how anybody could do that. Because, like I said, I've never been handcuffed to a bench, so I would have no reason to try that. I have seen some crazy, crazy things in my lifetime just because of the jobs that I've had. When I was a telephone operator, I didn't see stuff, but I heard it. I heard some of the craziest stuff in the world. I worked for the telephone company in Orlando, Florida, when Disney World opened. I was a directory assistance operator. Now, most people, young people, don't even know what that is, but that was when you needed somebody's phone number. You called directory assistance. 1961, you called directory assistance, and this operator manually looked up the phone number in a real phone book. I mean, people thought there were no computers back then. And we would get some of the craziest calls, especially drunk people. Oh my gosh. We would just get these crazy, crazy calls, though. One of my favorites, there's a little bitty lake in downtown Orlando called Lake Eola. It's tiny. You can walk around this little lake. It has a fountain in the middle, and they have little paddle boats that you can go paddle around in the lake. Well, this lady started, at that time, there was a naval training, basic training for the Navy there. But Orlando is not on the ocean. It's not. It's an hour and a half either way from the ocean. But this drunk lady called one night, and she said she wanted to know if we had a telephone number for the Naval Training Center, and I told her yes. I said, do you know which department you need? And she said, well, do they have separate numbers for the ships that are docked there? And I'm like, ma'am, there are no ships. We're landlocked. There are no ships here. And she just went off, just crazy. And finally convinced her there were no ships. And I thought, okay, that's my crazy nut for the night. But no, then it got better. Then I got a lady called up. She wanted the number for the steamship lines. Oops, this is going to be Lewis and Clark. She wanted the number for the steamship lines that left every half hour from Lake Eola to the Bahamas. Now, there's no steamship line. There's nothing. Lake Eola wouldn't even be big enough to hold a steamship. So I'm trying to tell her, ma'am, there's no steamship lines. We're not on the ocean. Ooh, 1941 for Mike. Let's see what's on the other side of it. It is a 41S. That's the second 41S we've had tonight. Wow. That's pretty dandy. So Mike Badger's going to get a 41S. And that's pretty cool. I don't have any more. Here we go. So anyway, I'm trying to convince this crazy lady that there's no steamship lines traveling from Lake Eola to the Bahamas. And she's insisting that there is. And finally she hung up. And you're sitting in a room with a bunch of other operators. And a couple minutes later, I hear the operator next to me going through the same explanation that I had just gone through. That there were no steamship lines sailing from Lake Eola to the Bahamas. And I'm laughing because I've already had this nut lady twice. Bye, Tiff. So finally I hear the girl next to me. Now, Lake Eola was a noted place to hang out and party. I hear the operator next to me tell this lady, honey, the only thing sailing from Lake Eola is the hippies and the ducks. I mean, we just had crazy people that called every day. It was little kids that would call and ask you what to mix with vodka, and I would usually tell them if they didn't know what to mix with it, they were too young to be drinking it. I'm sorry I'm going so slow, and Tiff had to leave. I'm almost done with this roll. I'm just not fast at this, and this is why I would never, ever do this on a regular channel thing. I'm not geared this way. I like watching people do it. Some people are so incredibly fast at it because they've been doing it for so long. Like Rob finds treasure. Rob can just he can almost smell silver in a roll of 50 centers. It's, And I had a guy one time call directory assistance, wanted the phone number for a girl named Michelle in Maitland, Florida. And I said, well, sir, what's her, I said, I need her last name so I can look her phone number up. He said, oh, I don't know her last name. Just give me the number for all the Michelles in Maitland. Yeah. Okay, buddy. How much have you had to drink today? Yeah, well, this was a special deal. I never intended to be a coin roll hunter because my hands are not good. My dexterity's not great. And you really, Shibby Rob almost looks like he's shuffling the coins. Sometimes his dexterity is so good, but mine is not. I have a hard time picking them up. And so it's just not my thing, but I like it, but not for a live stream. I don't mind like sitting at home and doing it for myself. But I can see where somebody tuning into me doing this. I can't even read the date on this one because it's got so much goober on it. I don't know if I can get it off with my glove. But 76. Yeah, so on my own time, you know, when there's no hurry, that's one thing. But to do it a live stream, you know, there's people that do it a couple times a week live stream, and I'm just amazed. How can they do their whole show in an hour and a half? You know, they're moving. You know, they're amazing. Most of them I have the utmost respect for. There's a couple I don't. But that's me. There's a lot of people don't like me in this too. I've had people say, oh, well, you know, you're a metal detecting channel. You shouldn't be playing with coins. I say, who you think's digging those coins up out of the dirt? Oh, yeah, Shibby's going to be up there to see you, huh? I forgot about that. That's part of his vacay. He's going to go up there and spank Kellen. Knock some sense into the boy. Now, actually, they're going to go, 63. They're going to go to some coin shops from what I was told. 63D, put that one in. That'd be fun. That would be a fun time. Any channel I want to shout out? Well, yeah, we can shout out Shibby Rob. I always try to shout out Shibby Rob because for the most part, I like his channel. There's a couple people over there that are aggravated with me right now, and I don't really care. I thought about it, and it's their problem, not mine. And Rob kind of felt the same way about it, so that's where that is. Try to think. Yeah, there's another one that I would like to shout out. It's a combination like mine of metal detecting and coin collecting. And it's a little hard to find because of the way he spells his name. But it's Florida Thunder Digging with Rob, and I'll type it in and see if you can find the link for it, because it's out of the channel. I knocked myself out of the channel. That was brilliant. Okay. I may not even spell this right. I don't know. Oops. It may not be right, but let's see if you can find this guy. It's FL Thunder. I don't know if the digging is with the apostrophe or not. I don't remember. But he's got a pretty cool channel. It's similar in nature to mine in that it is both coin collecting and metal detecting. And he was the last person I went detecting with in Florida before the COVID thing happened. And that very day, I turned around and hightailed it home right after I got done hunting with him. And he's got some kind of a giveaway going on. It may already have passed. I meant to get over there yesterday and get in on it, but I've been seeing him around in some of the coin channels as of late. I think I saw him in Big Flips the other night. And I know he's got had a coin giveaway going. What was the woe about? What did I do? What did I do? No, it was a scratch. I looked at it twice, but no, it was a scratch. I was hoping, but yeah, that was just a scratch. Unfortunately, a lot of these have the 2018s and 2019s that are just scratched. I did. That's the one I'm talking about. None of them are cracked. I looked at it twice. It's a big, giant scratch. I think that's the one. Might be the one. No, that's not the one. I'd have to go back through them all, and I can't do that. But I looked at that one twice because I thought it had a crack, but it was just a scratch. Sadly. Oh, I'd love it to be. Okay, good. You found Rob. Yeah. This one looks promising. 59. Almost thought it was 39. I can't tell. I can't tell. Wow. What have I got here? Is that a 59? Yeah, I think it's 59. I can't really tell. That thing is messed up. I'm going to leave that on the screen for a minute and clear these off on my table. And y'all can tell me if you think that's 59 or 39. Oops. I just lost my phone. Oh, well. I'm pretty sure that's a 5. Is that a 39? Am I dreaming? I can't tell if it's a 59 or a 39. Okay, 2 people are saying 39. I'm going to look over and see if there's a mint mark on the back. See what we've got here. No mint mark. There's the reverse. It's that interesting glob under the E in states. And there's another glob under the F in America. Okay. Robert, Kellen, and Susan vote for 39. Siren says 59. And Andy says, all right. Let me flip it back over. We'll study it for another second or two. Okay, let me see here. I was going to see if I could find my jeweler's loop. But, of course, when I need it, it is nowhere to be found. Oh, found it. All right. Let me loop this thing real quick. Let's see if I can get up close and personal with it. I still can't tell. I just can't tell. Either way, it's going in his packet, but I sure wish I knew. I still think it's 59 when I turn it like that. It looks more like 59. Okay. I can't tell. That is the mystery coin of the day. Because of this damage across the top, that's what makes it hard. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to put it in a little, its own little receptacle here, and we will. Andy says 39, Fleabag says 39. More people are saying 39 than are saying 59. So We're just going to put a little note on it, because it's not mine anyway. That belongs to Mike Badger, so I just put that in his container and move on down the highway with it. I lost something. I lost his other envelope. I know he has 4 more rolls, though. So. Well, he had 4 more rolls. All right, well, we're going to count that as something and move along. I wrote on the thing 39 or 59 with a question mark, because that's a tough call, even with the microscope. And I had all you guys look at it, and the opinion was mixed. So we will let Mike, he has his own coin thing called Complete Coins. So we will let Mike at Complete Coins let us know what he got. And that seems to be the way to do that one. I know I don't have my glove on, but I can't go as fast with a glove. So I'm just wanting this to be to the end of this group. Oh, goodness. You're going to hear me grunting and groaning because my digestive system is giving me a fit right at this moment. And when I get to the end of this roll, I'm going to the restroom again. I should be on one of those TV commercials where the cartoon characters and dragging people around, dragging them off to the bathroom every 10 minutes. It happens. I know what that one is. I'm not going to invest a lot of time. If I can read it, the main reason they end up under the scope is I can't read them. If I can read them, I don't necessarily have to scope them. It takes too much time. Oh, I should be talking here. Dead air would have gotten me fired back in my radio days. No more than 3 seconds. After that, you are in deep trouble. Even if you were just yelling from the background. One of my favorites was a friend of mine who was on the air, and he was in the bathroom. And the record ran out a little sooner than he anticipated. And he was trying to scream from the bathroom and get picked up by the mic in the studio so that he would not be busted for having 3 seconds of dead air. And it didn't work. Well, it did, but it didn't. He was heard, but unfortunately he was heard yelling something about 4-letter words, and the FCC got him anyway. So he just couldn't win. The boy just could not win. One more roll for Mike. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to stick this under the scope real quick. This is that 39.59, I don't know, coin. And I'm going to leave that there for just 1 minute. I'm going to the restroom, and when we get back, we will do Mike's last roll, and then we'll see where we're at in the grand scheme of things. I've been on here 2.5 hours now. All right, I will be right back. Y'all study this coin while I'm gone. All right, cats and kittens, pups and pooches, I'm back. And interestingly enough, I have a board behind me that has my channel stickers on it. And when I came back, one had fallen off. And I think I'm going to leave it off because it's... I came back and the penny dog sticker was on the floor. I don't know. I just don't know what to make about that whole thing. Yeah, I kind of think this is a 39 too, but it's so hard to tell that I don't want to, because it kind of looks like a 39. It kind of don't. Trying to get the best focus I can, and I just truly can't tell. No, I swear to God, it's on the floor. Stickers fall off of this board all the time. That one fell off last night, and I stuck it back up there, and I didn't put any more sticky on the back of it. And now I know why I didn't. But anyway, there it is. We're just going to leave it down. Almost ran over it. Almost ran over it with my chair. All right, well, we'll let the guy who owns that coin decide. And we're going to open up his last roll right now. I got a second win now that I got to get up and go to the ladies' room. It's terrible to have digestive disorders. Y'all have, if you don't have one, you just have no clue how awful it is. I almost died in 2010. I had ulcerative colitis that, yeah, it almost killed me. And I spent 6 months in the hospital. And I lost half of my digestive system. So, and it cost $2 million. So I'm the $2 million girl right here. I survived. I had a wonderful surgeon that saved my life. So his name was Matthew Albert. And I will never forget as long as I live. Because when I was finally well enough to go home, Mr. Albert looked at me and said, "Go home and play your guitar." And I'll never forget that. So anyway, I still have digestive issues because I got a compromised digestive system in 1961. D. So periodically, I just got to get up and make a run for the border. And I don't even have to go to Taco Bell first to have the necessity of doing that. I know that's probably too much information, but if you're on my channel, you need to know why I got to get up and run all the time. That's it. I only got half of my innards. I do pretty good for an old lady with some missing parts, so I still go metal detecting. I still do a lot of stuff they told me I wasn't going to be able to do, so nanner, another 61. D. I get by okay. Yeah, the south of the border, the run for the border, yeah, that was a joke. Oh, there's a key-roaded one. New, 1969. Boy, this one did get into the brown acid. Look at this thing. Get that focused a little better. Not happy with that. Oh, the little fuzzy things you're seeing are coming off my mouse pad. At first I thought they were cat fur, and then I realized they're coming off this mouse pad. Kind of. I'm still waiting for the buffalo. I got that song stuck in my head. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. Oh yeah, I've been there, Kellen. The south of the border on I-95. I know exactly where that is. We stopped there. We were towing a race car. Another 61. We were towing a race car up to Riverhead, New York for the World Figure 8 Championships. And we stopped at south of the border. And one of the things we had done to raise money for the trip was we let people put their names on the hood of the car. So we were all the way up. People were looking at the car. Another 69D. People were looking at the car because back then you didn't have enclosed haulers. You hauled on an open trailer. So everybody got to see the car and who the sponsors were. And so we got to the south of the border and we stopped. And we ended up picking up almost $200 at $5 a pop for people to put their name on our race car, which was pretty cool. And unfortunately, we didn't finish that race, but we were deliberately taken out of the race. We were winning it. But yeah, I know exactly where that south of the border place is. That is one big tourist trap there. And I lived in Columbia, South Carolina for a while. There's another 61. D. So yeah, that's a pretty famous place. They sell all kinds of crap there. Fireworks and fire water and another 69D. Get him a pile of those. That seems to be the date of the night. It's 69D. Had a whole bunch of those. I feel like I should have Joni Mitchell playing in the background singing "By the Time I Got to Woodstock." So she actually wrote it. Crosby, Stills, and Nash recorded it, but Joni wrote it. I like Joni's version better. Oh yeah, it's that bad, Handy Andy. There's like hookers in the parking lot. Yeah, it's a sleaze fest. The only reason we stopped there was we had to use the restroom really, really bad. And one of the guys that was with us had never seen this place before. He had never been anywhere, really. A 63. So we just had to show him the south of the border. 63D. So we made the fatal mistake of stopping there. But as it turned out, it helped us on our trip. We did raise some money in their parking lot. I don't think the hookers liked us very much because people weren't spending the money on what they were offering. But all right, we're down to the last three for Michael Badger. But yeah, it's pretty sleazy. It is a sleaze fest. And his last one is a 63D. So, all right, we are all done with his. And he may have the oldest coin of the roll, if that is in fact a 39, as most of you seem to think it is. So, all right, let me clear the deck here. All right. Okay. Now, I got 5 rolls for Barrett Behurst. And I don't know if he's been in all night or not. I'll tell you what, that boy is lucky at winning prizes. I see him win prizes all the time. I tell you what, the random comment picker do not like me. I'll tell you that right now. It does not like me. I have not won a prize on a random comment picker probably 2-3 months. It used to like me, but it doesn't like me now. So, all right. So we got 5 rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And here's what I think we're going to do. Since what is after that is the 10 rolls I gave to Andy, I may do them on another night. Just because I'm really getting tired. And actually, this has done me a world of good to sit here and open these rolls, because those who were here at the beginning know how upset I was. I had just found out, like an hour or less before I went on, that I had been removed from that moderator list. And so I was still pretty really upset about that. I did not intend to break down and cry. It has been such a stressful day dealing with the government for hours and hours, and then to have something like that when you thought that person was your friend, and then boom, it was just a little much for me. I'm fine now that I've been chatting with all you guys. Ooh, right out of the box, he gets a 1960D. Yeah, now that I've been in here just looking at coins and talking with y'all and telling some funny stories, I do feel a whole lot better. I can't control how other people do things, so I'm still hurt by it, but there's nothing I can do really to change the outcome. So, all right, when I get really, really stressed out, I cry. It happens. I knew enough to know that it was going to happen, that I didn't put on any makeup tonight, because otherwise it would have really been ugly. I could have done my Halloween stuff ahead of time. 69D, another one. How many of those were made? Somebody tell me how many 1969Ds were minted, because I think half of them are in my office right now. It's crazy how many of those I have seen go through here tonight. 62D. Like I said, I'm not checking for any kind of errors or any of that. I leave that to the people who end up with these coins. I don't want to take the time, and I don't want to take the fun away from them. I mean, if I see something that's really obvious, like that one I looked at, oh, here's another one with a number on it. Yeah, that one that I studied an extra second or two because I thought it was a die crack. I I would have pulled that, obviously, but what the heck? It's dirty. This is a Vegas alley. Vegas back alley, a VBA. This thing is so dirty, I can't find a date on it. I mean, I know it's there. I'm going to try to wipe it off with my glove, which means, oh my God, Susie cleaned a coin. It's worthless. It's worthless now because Susie wiped off that 1994. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Some of the coin people are just a little too anal retentive. I don't know what's up with that Sharpie, but that's the second one with a black Sharpie and one with a blue. I don't know. Oh, we got a foreigner in here. They got a Canadian. It still doesn't beat out Susan Berman's Singapore 20 cents, but that's the second foreign coin we've pulled, a 1990 Canada. So we'll pass that one along to Barrett. Got a lot left, so I'm not spending a whole lot of time on them. Some of them I can tell are nothing without even putting them under the scope, so I'm just pitching them to the side. Y'all don't need to see another 7 or 8 2018s and 2019s. They don't have any mint mark on them that we are interested in. And for the sake of time, they need to get out of my way. Whoa. This is one shiny 1960. I mean, it's this thing is, look at this coin. I haven't flipped it over yet to look at, but all the detail is still in the hair. It doesn't look like it's been floating around too much for a 1960. That is a really nice one. Now let's flip it over. It is a 1960D. And it is really pretty good shape. A little bit of wear in the center of the building there, but you can still see some detail in the steps of the building. Yeah, that is a really nice 1960. Don't know how long that's been out there floating around, but it doesn't look like it has been all that long because, I mean, it is beautiful. I thought it was one of the newer nickels at first, and then I realized no, but look. I mean, there's a little bit of scratches on his face, not much, right in there. And a little bit of toning color, you know, but for the most part, all the details in the hair tie, everything. That's a nice coin. That is a nice coin. Like I said, I thought that was going to be a newer one just because of how it looked. But, well, keep it from getting scratched up any further because it's really nice. And the last one in this roll is a 61. D. Let me mark this one real quick. Get that deposited. I'll get another bucket if I have one. I know I do. Oh, I put all the prices in it. Okay. Plug your ears, plug your ears. All right, next. I'm going to have fun cleaning up all of this paper off my floor. The cat thinks they're toys, though, so I just throw them down there and let him play with them. He likes them. They're all curly and stuff. And get rid of that, get rid of that. That one's no good. Let's see what that is. Now, 3. Yeah, because I still got to go back and find that 65 I threw in the one bin, and the 2009 I threw in the other by not paying attention. I don't know what this is, but it's chewed. Looks like a dog got a hold of that one. See, now I got to be careful about automatically pushing those shiny ones aside, because that 60 was, that thing was sweet. I'd have been happy to have that in my book, but it's not mine. It's not mine. See if my lighting was better in here. Hey, I got a couple of those crazy metal detectorist people in here. Yeah, I canceled my metal detecting program tonight, but we can still, we've been talking about detectors off and on. The reason is I didn't get to finish this nickel hunt Monday night. It ran over. And so I had to preempt the metal detecting show to work on these nickels and get these folks their money, because this is how I am paying for StreamYards, so I can stay on here. So how are you doing, ambient girl and digging deep beeps? I am so glad to see some detectoring folks in here. Like I said, we were talking detecting earlier. We were talking about Virginia Beach and some other stuff. Oh, well, thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. I had kind of a rough day today, so just to see you guys in here, that really, that makes me very happy. You have no idea. I was crying at the beginning of this show. We'll just put it that way. It was not pretty. But things happen. Okay, we didn't get a whole lot for him out of that, but he's got 3 more rolls here. Well, oh, what did I drop? Oh, it was the stapler. At least I didn't shoot myself with the stapler. That has happened. Not lately, but I have shot myself with a staple gun before. I was doing some upholstery and I dropped a staple gun and I shot myself in the leg with it. Yeah, well, it happens. It happens. Nothing you can do about it. Just laugh it off. Stick a Band-Aid on it. Carry on. That's what you got to do. I've been doing that for 67 years now. I'm fixing everything with bubble gum and duct tape. Just, ooh, that coin is nasty. I wouldn't even give that to anybody, and it's no good anyway. So it was gross. I should have my gloves on, but it takes me forever to do these wearing gloves. No, we're just doing them this way. We've had a couple of mystery coins tonight. The jury is still out on that 39.59 thing. I really can't tell, so we will let the person who got it make that decision, but most of us thought it was a 39, in which case it would have been the oldest coin we found. And the other night we had a 41S. We had a couple of those tonight. We had the Singapore 20-cent piece. That was pretty cool. I'd never seen that coin before, so that was kind of interesting to see. Yeah. Ladies, meet Kellen. He's the troller. Actually, he's part of the emergency response team. I don't know what he responds to, but his address tells me he works at the fire department. So he's one of the good guys. He just likes to mess with everybody. He keeps everybody entertained. He gets everybody entertained because apparently I don't. Oh, this is kind of a nasty one. I hate to see that Lewis and Clark look so bad, but I got to send it to him anyway. It's up to him if he wants to try to clean that off. That was gross. But that didn't look like a detector coin. Usually I can pick out the detected coins. That just looked like junk out of somebody's car console, like chewing gum or something else disgusting. Anyway, yeah. I would never ever do this again on a live stream once this box of nickels is done. I am just not good at this. I mean, I enjoy looking at the coins, but I am so slow. Years back, I was in a duo, a musical duo with a friend of mine who had like 1,000 times more talent than me. He had played lead guitar for Edgar Winter's White Trash for a while. Oh, look, we got a 44. You know what that means, folks? We got a war nickel. Woohoo! Barrett's going to be happy. He got him a 44S. I'm pretty sure that's a S. No, it's a P. A 44P war nickel. That's the first war nickel we found in here. Coins confuse you. That's why I had to start learning them. Digging deep. I collected coins when I was in high school, and then I just kind of didn't. But then I started metal detecting and realized I didn't know jack doodly doo about coins. And one of the things that I saw happen last year, because a detectorist didn't know about coins, was someone at one of the major hunts found a coin that would have been worth about $30,000, but he took it home and cleaned it, and then it was worth $30. So I decided my little self needed to learn about coins. And since I was locked down and couldn't go detecting, that seemed like a good time to do it. So, and I don't really know nickels very well. That's why this nickel hunt has been so slow. Is I studied for about a week, and well, not a week, but several days since the box showed up at my house, and tried to learn as much as I could very quickly, because I usually, if I'm going to be hunting coins, it's pennies. But the first thing I found on my sister's, yeah, I flipped it. The first thing I found at my sister's farm was a 1942 war nickel, and then it started raining, and I didn't get to finish detecting, and it rained for the whole rest of the week I was there. So when I moved to Virginia, I know there's stuff on that property, because in the first 20 minutes I found a war nickel. So I am really excited to get up there. It's very restricted where I can detect here. And so I am really looking forward to having like acres and acres, 69D, acres and acres that has an old Victorian house on it that has not been occupied since 1969, and no other detector has ever been allowed on that property, because I know the family, and even before my sister lived there, I know that my brother-in-law's mom would never have allowed it, because it was her parents' house. 1960D. And now that she has passed away, it's been sitting there another 10 years. And I had to do some title work on that property because one of the other family members, here's a 62, one of the other family members claimed that that was on their property. Well, it turned out, it was a 62D. It turned out that that house is in fact on my sister's property. So I pulled all the title work when I was up there, and it was sent to her by the attorney, so she can't stop me from going on that property anymore. Okay, another 60D. So I am really, really excited. My grandnephew is going to be detecting with me, and he's a high school senior. And he's never detected before, but he's like really, really smart. He's into robotics and all that sort of thing. He speaks 10 languages, I think 10 languages, fluent Japanese. And so we're going to have us a little adventure. And he just started collecting coins last year, so he's excited about the prospect of getting out there and finding some older coins. All I find where I'm allowed to detect are clad coins. I found one silver, Canadian dime, and a couple of buffaloes, and I think 3 Wheaties in over a year. So unfortunately, the hunting is just not good in the places I get to go to. So that's going to change. Oh, 61. D. That's going to change when I move to Virginia. There's so many places that you can detect up there. And I am very excited. Okay, he's got one more roll here. Let's get it. Yeah, detector people. Like that ambient girl and digging deep. You just got called detector people. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I miss not seeing you guys. There's been so much stuff going on with the COVID that so many people are not, the detectorists just can't do much. I was watching Indiana Tones the other night, and then I think it was the next day or the day after, he posted that there was a bunch of new cases of COVID in Staten Island. Oh, 59. Now that one, see, that one really is a 59. Now I've 59B. I've got some videos in the tank that I haven't done yet, but they're not particularly exciting. Mostly they are technical stuff. Yes, detectorist, that is better. That's Ms. Detectorist to you. That's ma'am to me anyway, because I'm Southern, but those other ladies are not necessarily Southerners. Other ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we had 63. 63D into the packet out of the last roll. Yeah, most of the videos that I have left that I haven't put together yet are all related to when they released the upgrades for the Nocta Simplex and what happened to my machine when I did the upgrades. And there's 4 videos of that, because there's the one I shot the day before I did the upgrade, and then there's the one after I did the first upgrade and my machine sounded like a machine gun, and so then there's another one that I did after a factory reset, followed by, thank God I've got my machine back. Oh, 1962 D. So there were no like major finds in those videos. So I've been kind of slow. There's a 63B. I've been kind of slow putting them out just because they're not particularly exciting. You know, and then of course I get up in the morning and I see like the Hoover boys and they're finding, you know, Morgan silver dollars, 69D. You know, they're finding all that good stuff, and I'm like, oh look, I found $2 in clad. I'm so excited. But actually, any day I don't get skunked, I'm excited. I have found 3 gold rings this year. So I can't, and most of the year I haven't been able to detect, so I really can't complain that much. All 3 of them I found in February. 60D. Yeah, all 3 of the gold I found within probably 2 weeks of each other. I was quite excited because I didn't find any gold at all with the Garrett that I had, the 61D, and then I got that simplex and I found 3 gold rings in 2 weeks, and boy, I thought I was on top of the world, but then I realized that's just a fluke. You know, you just got lucky, girl. 69D. But I really miss being out detecting, and now it is so hot in Georgia. I broke my digger the last time I went out. I couldn't even dig the signals. The ground was so hard. It was like I tried to put it into concrete. Oh, cheapers. And yeah, I actually broke a guaranteed for life gator digging tool. Now I'm going to have to see if I can get a replacement on it. I lost my favorite digger, although I think it's probably under my car seat. But yeah, it's been unbearably hot here. 62D. And I haven't been able to detect. I think the last time I went detecting was in April. All right, we have finally finished up Barrett Behurst's 5 Earls. Now, here's the deal, gang. I'm not doing another one of those 5-hour marathon things like I did the other night. So, what I have left to do are 10 rolls for Handy Andy, who is my moderator and who gave me this box, and I gave him the 10 back. So, if Andy has no objection, I'm going to do them next Monday on my regular show after I do my usual quarter hunt. So Andy, you let me know. Yeah, if that's okay with you, I will move yours to the next. And then any rolls I have left on that, we can do something with, give them away or whatever. But I just don't feel, after the day I've had today, anybody that's had to spend 8 hours dealing on a computer and on the phone with any government agency at all will understand when I tell you I spent my whole day dealing with the USDA rural housing folks, and then came in here and did a live stream. And I am truly worn out. I'm just trying to find something wonderful to give away, and I don't know that I have anything wonderful to give away, because I really don't know what some of this stuff is. I haven't looked at it yet. So I'm just going to make something up as I go along. Yeah, okay, great. I appreciate that, Andy, because I'm whipped, and I don't have a Sunday show this week, so that, that will be my next show, will be Monday. So I kind of like it that way. If I can just not do anything until next week. Okay, I'm trying to look because there's a couple of these I don't want to get rid of because I don't have them. I think this is one of the ones I want to keep. These are my personal coins, folks. Well, actually, they're my personal coins because Andy gave them to me. But okay, that one. I have another one that's nicer. So, yes, we are going to do an end of stream. But I'm not using that stupid comment picker. I am sick of that mess. I don't like when the people aren't here. So what we're going to do a pick a number thing. And it's Price is Right rules, closest without going over. You guys know the drill. And make sure nobody can see the number. All right, now I'm going to turn the microscopic device off and get my happy little face back over here so y'all can see me with my no makeup and my pigtails. Ida Heron gets a kick out of my hair when I have it in the pigtails like that. She just thinks that's so cute. Okay, so there I are. There I are. And I'm not kidding you. This really did fall off all on its own. I found it on the floor. The board is behind me. Yeah, that way. Somewhere over there. Yeah, up there. Okay. So I got back over here. Let me find my keyboard. I haven't been using it much tonight. Got my number selected. All I got to do is get you guys ready. And I got to get my timer set too. Okay. Come on. Well, I don't want 5 minutes. Okay. All righty. We're going to have 3 minutes. And go. There's your range. What you're playing for here is a 1945 D War nickel and a 1967 Kennedy $50. Yes, I know I don't give away the most exciting prizes at the end of stream, but that's just the way it goes. Oh, and you know what? I also have this. It's an envelope of assorted nickels from the first roll out of the box, which was broken. So I searched it on the air last Monday, and I don't remember what's in it, so it's a surprise. Whatever is in there is a surprise. Oh, yeah, I did not say one guess. I should have said that because some of the people did not understand that. So only your first guess is going to count. I'm sorry. That is my bad because I don't think digging has ever been in my channel before. So that's okay. Whatever your first guess was, that's what we're going to go with. We don't disqualify for Susie not telling you what all the rules are. Especially this late in the evening. I'm easy to get along with. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it was kind of a bad day. I just just some stuff that happened. It was not good, and I was so tired. There's Ida. Oh, look, Ida, I got my piggies in just for you. I was just talking about it. Guess a number between 1 and 50 real quick, Ida. I don't know who had 19 first, but I'll figure it out when the 3 minutes are up. And right now, we still got a minute. So anyway, I'll have to go back to where it says go and figure it out from then. Do, 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 do. Like I said, I can't do the Jeopardy theme because I don't want to get. Yeah, Kellen, on my screen you had 19 first. So anybody else that had 19, you can guess one more time. But okay, Diggins' first number up was 12. And that's my fault because I did not make it clear that there's only one. Because most of my people, you know, Diggins never been here, and I think Ambient's only been here a couple times, so that's on me. So well, I'm so glad you popped in. Yeah, guess a number between 1 and 50. Try not to guess one somebody else did. I just got bit by a kitty. He bit my toe. He bited my toe. Okay, time has expired. Up. Okay. All right. Let me go back to the top where I said to go. And some of y'all are going to laugh when you see what the number is. Remember that nickel that we had earlier that we could not decide what that date was? Well, we know I didn't pick 59 because that's not between 1 and 50. So that means the number is 39. 39. So let's see who got closest to 39 without going over. Boy, this may be rough. 21, 23. Okay, now Susan Berman, I told she could guess again, but it doesn't matter because she went over. You can't guess it after I said time is up, you silly buggers. All right. As far as I can tell, the closest without going over is 23. Now, if anybody can dispute that, please tell me. Because all the other ones that were close were over. Oh, yeah, but see. Okay, and Jason, I told him he could guess again because somebody already had his 21. So Jason has 23. And I'm not seeing anything closer. Where's Silver Stacker? Somebody said Silver Stacker had 25. Let me go back up. I don't want to make a mistake. See, no matter how I do these contests, it's hard. 45. Silver Stacker said one guess on that post. 21. Okay, I'm not seeing this. My eyes are not focusing. Okay, where are we at? Okay. Where's the beginning? Got to find where it starts, right here on my screen. I see U.S. Silver saying one guess and U.S. Silver saying 21. And U.S. Silver saying 25. And that was because 21 was taken. So 25, in fact, looks like the closest. Ida, we're still going to do a little bit more of it on Monday. You missed all of it, but Handy Andy's 10 rules we're going to do on Monday because I'm tired. And yes, Silver Stacker, you won. So you need to send me your information at the email address that's crawling across the screen right there in front of you, and I'll get this sent out to you sometime. And I say that because I only try to go out about once a week, and because when I do, I got to suit up with my everything, gloves, masks, and then when I come home, I take my clothes and I throw them right in the wash, because I am real high risk for COVID, and I kind of like being alive. So, okay, so brief recap. The interesting things that we found tonight was a couple of 41 S's. We found a, what year was the war nickel? Found a war nickel. We found a mystery nickel that we still aren't sure if it is. Okay, the war nickel was a 44p. We found a mystery nickel that the date is a little hard to read, and we're not sure if it's 1939 or 1959, but the general consensus says it's a 39. So then we found a 20-cent piece from Singapore. All right, thank you, Ida. Glad you came to see me. Bye, honey. I'll see you for coffee sometime this week. So here's what we're going to do. I have a show every Monday night called the Low Dough Coin Collecting Show. Starts at 5 o'clock on Mondays. I do some car wash quarters, and then we're going to do the rest of these pennies because I am beat, and I'm sure everybody is beat. We've been on here for 3 hours and 22 minutes. So that being said, oh, Jenny just got here and it's time to go. Oh, well, at least she got to see me. Hi, Jenny Hansen. All righty, guys. I feel so much better since all you guys showed up. If any of you hit the like button, that really would make me feel good, because like I said, I got told yesterday that my stream was boring and that I didn't give away good prizes, and so that's why people don't watch me, and it hurt my feelings. And then somebody dropped me as a mod, and that hurt my feelings. So yeah, I got a little boo-hooey, but y'all made me feel so much better. And we had some fun here with the nickels. And there's a kitty man. Hey, Bubba, you want to come be on TV? No? No, you don't want to? M3 says hi, guys. He doesn't want to be on TV tonight. Oh, come on, M. You sure? You sure you don't want to go on YouTube? You could be famous like Keyboard Cat. One of my favorites, Keyboard Cat. If you've never watched Keyboard Cat, gotta check Keyboard Cat out. Yeah, M3 has left the bed. No, now he's back. He can't make up his mind. I think he just wants me to come give him treats because that's what he does. Okay, guys. So I guess M3 is not gonna say goodnight. So I'm going to. I'm getting tired of hearing the "I appreciate you" line, but I really do appreciate the people that come in here. Yeah, that was a cameo appearance. All right. So thank y'all so much. This helped raise some money for paying StreamYard so that we can stay on here for 3 hours and a half without getting kicked off. So, all right, everybody, have a good night. Y'all, please be safe. The COVID thing is not a joke. I know some people think it is, but I've already lost a family member to it. So y'all be good. Take care of yourselves. Good night, everybody. Bye.